First recognized senior, Jacob Booth.
Jacob is a criminal justice and history major, double major here at Bluefield University. His favorite memory of the team is where we all thought there was a ghost in Jared's room. We tried to find a ghost that might be the favorite thing that he did. His favorite verse is Joshua 1:9. After college, Jacob plans on pursuing his career with the Blacksburg Police Department and then move on to the U.S. Marshals Service. Ladies and gentlemen, Jacob Booth. Our next speaker is not with us tonight as he is ill, but it would be Creed Lump.
Our next recognized senior is two-time NAI national qualifier, who sadly could not join us this evening, Creed Lump.
Climbing the mountain. His words of wisdom. You never try to do something, you either do it or you don't. His favorite scripture is also Joshua 1:9. And I'm not commanded thee. Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee, wherever so thou goest. After graduation, Creed plans to start a small business. And get this, maybe do some MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, Creed Lump. Next is Noah Reynolds.
Our next recognized senior, Bluefield University's, then Bluefield College's first national qualifier, Noah Reynolds.
Competing at the national tournament. His favorite scripture is Philippians 3:7. But whatever gain I had, I counted as loss for the sake of Christ. Excuse me. Noah is the single-season men's and men's leader here at Bluefield University. After graduation, he plans to serve as a probation officer and attend graduate school. Ladies and gentlemen, Noah Reynolds. Our final senior tonight is Ethan Young.
Our final senior tonight, Ethan Young, brother of teammate Luke Young, and along with Roanoke College wrestler Nick Young.
Will Edgar's inside trip versus St. Andrews on senior night 2020. His favorite scripture is Proverbs 16:25. There is a way that seems right to a man, but his end is the way of death. After graduation, Ethan plans to go to graduate school and obtain a master's in nutrition and dietetics. Ladies and gentlemen, Ethan Young. Bluefield University thanks each of you men for your dedication to the university, and we wish you well in your life endeavor. Always remember your time at BU, and remember, once a Ram, always a Ram.
And yes, as Bluefield University, we thank all of our seniors for all their dedication to this program. These three young men have been staples in the foundation of this program, and we're thankful for having each and every one of them in a journey here. And we'll be back shortly with some action after the break. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jackson Master on the call with you today, bringing you some live coverage of Bluefield University Rams wrestling. You know, it's been a long time since we've been back here at the back here at the Herb Sim Center, and actually just a little over a week. But it had been a long hiatus prior to then for us to have a home match, and we're glad that we're able to bring in the West Virginia University Tech Golden Bears and the Emory Henry Wasps as the referees and coaches. I'm assuming we're going to wrestle West Virginia Tech. West Virginia Tech coached by Dustin Stowe. West Virginia Tech being Bluefield's first in-conference foe of the season duel-wise. As captains go center. The Golden Bears coming down from Beckley, West Virginia. Hammering a household name like the Golden Bears in the conference a couple years back, finished second just behind the nationally ranked Reinhardt University. As our two seniors, Jacob Booth and Ethan Young, who are competing this evening, shake them up, but it's all good. They're supposed to shake them up, but they just kept walking away. Is what it is. And I'm going to thank all of our sponsors. Since 1984, Swope Construction has led the way in innovative commercial construction solutions for West Virginia and Virginia. As John Byers is going to get the first forfeit. Rams now go up 6-0.
133, Jonathan Almani, Emory Henry, wins by forfeit. 141.
Almani getting the forfeit at West Virginia Tech, evens up the team score at 6-6.
Let's go, Caleb! Come on! You said dump. Let's get it. Move your feet! Move your feet!
Caleb Young's first appearance in the lineup after fighting some eligibility rules. Almost tried to do this pass by.
Hey, head position, head position.
Up at 141, pass by. Gets in this hip position with West Virginia Tech. In on a shot. Looking to finish. Going to hold on. Still trying to cut this corner. Virginia Tech doing an amazing job getting his hips fall back. Got his hands locked up. He'll get that first two.
Wrist control. Come up.
Virginia Tech going straight for this head lever.
On your toes.
A great job of driving Hino down to his hips.
Swim. Give me arm.
Now in a chicken wing with a bar arm. Looking to run it around. Hino boasted his basis in freestyle wrestling, so being in a parterre, which is on your stomach position, is extremely familiar to him, as they do not have top and bottom in freestyle. And we got a West Virginia Tech's ankle. And of course, big difference in collegiate wrestling is the out of bounds rules, where you only have to have one part of your body. So that really does come down to a fingertip. The action will still continue. Score now 2-0. West Virginia Tech accumulating 1 minute of riding time as I wait for my co-host, the first NAI national qualifier, Noah Reynolds, to make his way up to the booth. We absolutely love having Noah back on campus. He graduated back in December, filled a big assistant coach position for the Rams, unofficially, of course, as looking to get this tight waist, reinforced bar on the far side. Not too big thing that you have to worry about in wrestling is you need to create upward movement, because of course riding time is a humongous factor. And so it looks there almost would have been a tilt, only getting one swipe of exposure, which is when you break 45 degrees on top.
There you go, swing your arm out. Come on, Caleb. Let's go, Caleb. There you go.
30 seconds
All the way
left.
up, all the way up.
Looking for that roll through tilt, West Virginia Tech. Hano fighting down extremely tough. Probably going to end up the period with the 2-0 score. 10 seconds left. Rams head coached by Jason Walty here in his 4th season. Starting the program back during the 2018-2019 season. Having 3 national qualifiers, sharing 4 national qualifying appearances.
Come on, Caleb.
One team point taken away from Bluefield.
Yes, work into those boots.
Slides his foot in,
Come on. There we go, Caleb.
trying to get
Work behind
double
the
boots in.
shoulders.
You got to be careful here when you get overextended by staying down in this position. This is getting extremely high and had the possibility of getting dumped onto his side. And now I'm being joined in the booth currently by Bluefield's first ever NA national qualifier, Noah Reynolds. Noah, how are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad to be back on campus and getting to see the wrestling team again. It's a really great feeling.
So how was that commute from Rock Hill, South Carolina? Powerhouse in the, is it 4A?
5A now.
5A powerhouse in South Carolina.
How's the
How's the commute up here?
the commute? Pretty smooth, man. Fair weather.
Pretty smooth. Glad you took up 77.
Yeah, the air is a whole lot clearer up here. That's something I noticed
All the
immediately.
way up, all the way up. Step up. Work all the way up.
Stall warning now called on
Just
Hano.
come up. All the way up.
Yeah, and how important is it, Noah, to try to create some of that more upward movement, especially with the addition of riding time in collegiate wrestling?
Yeah, riding time has definitely made it a lot more motivating to be moving on bottom. And, you know, in college, they don't play around with the stall calls. And so you really have to be moving on bottom and showing the ref that you're going to work because, I mean, he'll call you really quickly with the stall calls. And
the final,
you know,
another stall call. I apologize for cutting you off, Noah, but the next stall call was ticked on. Now West Virginia Tech taking a 6-0 lead. Now, if you're Caleb in this position, down 6 points going to that third period, what do you think you're going to try to do?
well, he just chose neutral, and that's what I would suggest him to do, and try and get a big move, take the guy to his back.
And not only is he having to worry about that, you know, he's not down 6 points, he's down 7 with the riding time being locked up and the clock not on.
Yeah, you know that
Get your hips down.
at this point it's okay to be risky, because he doesn't have too much in his own. We don't want to give up extra points with a major or a tech, but you know, right now all we're looking. Really what we can only look for is a risky move and try and get the guy to his back and get a pin.
And I appreciate that elongated response. We're trying to figure out some technical difficulties with the clock over there. They were able to adjust the time.
Yeah, that was a little bit distracting.
Well, it distracted me. I had to take off my headset and try to yell clock at him.
Hips on top. Hips on top.
Now,
Well,
this thing I
Hano's
really,
in a good position there. He just needed to apply a little bit more pressure and turn his hips down.
he's been in that position numerous times in this entire match. And he's been able to get that hip on top, but he's not just able to finally hip way over.
Yeah, he's in a really good position right now to buck up and get in a tripod position and shake West Virginia Tech off. Although it does seem that he has a lot of pressure right now on his hands.
25 seconds left. Just under 4.5 minutes of riding time.
I will say I'm glad that we had a decent turnout with the students.
Yeah, and we really do appreciate the student activities leadership team for providing an indoor tailgate as the final seconds tick off. And had just a few more seconds. I think maybe he could have tried to make that into a decision, but West Virginia Tech is going to get the major decision at 141 pounds. Wow, that seemed West Virginia Tech just pointing at the camera. I bet you he's got some family watching from home, as we appreciate all of you guys for tuning in here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. We're going to thank a couple of our sponsors. Since 1984, Swell Construction has led the way in innovative commercial construction solutions for West Virginia and Virginia. Swell Construction, a proud sponsor of Bluefield University Athletics. As Ethan Young will take the forfeit at 157. Next up at 165, I believe Zach Silver's going to be getting a forfeit, but will be wrestling an exhibition against West Virginia Tech.
Okay.
At some point during the evening. I might be wrong about that. His opponent was a pound over and tried to run it off in a very short period of time, and it didn't end up falling into West Virginia Tech's favor.
We know how that is.
You had to shave your head to make it wait for conference?
Yeah. Wasn't the greatest experience of my life. All right. Noah's looking pretty strong out there.
What do you think of new Noah?
Well, I haven't been able to get to watch him wrestle a whole lot, but he seems like he's very promising. He's very strong, and as he goes in for the takedown.
Oh, he's got a fight on that corner, and with the knees dropped down, it's going to be 2 points on the board for Purdue. Switch attempt thwarted by Purdue.
Yeah,
going into what Coach would call this a wag.
Yeah, I'm really excited that Coach was able to recruit Noah and his brother to come in mid-season. I know it's been helping out the team a lot.
They definitely have a very fresh attitude, and I know all of them absolutely love it. Trying to lock up this cradle on the edge. Got to be aware of where he is on the mat, as I'm pretty sure he's got it locked up, but he's got to keep a foot in bounds. Looking for some back exposure. West Virginia Tech fighting tough. Dude going to give up that cradle.
Looking for a turn here.
Stall warning.
And it's probably best that he just lets him go. And
now that is a big rule change, is the fact that as long as you seem like you were attempting to bring your opponent down instead of that 5-second count, that it's not considered stalling, and that's definitely changed the game for the mat return, which is now being honed on quite a bit at most colleges in wrestling. That didn't really take too much of an insight into it before.
Yeah, it's definitely been beneficial. The key is just to utilize it and to be aware of what the ref is seeing you doing. And sometimes you have to be very overtly trying to return the guy.
This is kind of a weird position here for Purdue. He's got to turn inward also. Keep the great position. He's got to finish here. That's where he's trying to turn away, and he'll get the two. 2 more points on the board for Purdue.
Well, Noah's certainly coming out strong here.
I know he's definitely been he dropped a couple of matches these last couple weeks. He only got to wrestle once. Last time we had Patrick Henry and Bluefield State. He fell to Bluefield State, and he fell in Richmond when we wrestled Averett. So he's been itching for that win. Officially put him at 500 with a win here. He's got to be
put himself in danger here.
Really careful. And that was extremely risky. And why so, Noah? Why was that tilt extremely risky?
Oh, well, I believe he went for a tilt, just a cross-body tilt, and he dove in too much without having his hips in. And so he just got caught under the. He just didn't have enough pressure on the guy.
And unlike in high school, you don't have to have 2 seconds of them on their back. It's very quick. Quick calling pins.
Yeah, and of course that danger rule as well that we don't see in high school either.
Now I'm trying to elaborate with the for the average viewer. I know a lot of the parents back home might not be quite adjusted to some of the newer rules that occur in collegiate wrestling. So as we get most of the groundwork, it's like first couple matches of the Star Trek original motion picture.
Yeah.
So, did you like to have a comment, Noah? I'm sorry.
No.
You seemed a little frustrated there. As he locks up this cradle, getting some back exposure. Needs to put his head on his temple.
Yeah, he needs to put his head on his temple and get his bottom knee into West Virginia Tech's side.
West Virginia Tech fighting extremely tough. He'll get out of it, but not before catching 4 near fall and a reversal along with the Turk by West Virginia Tech. Oh, and a big turn of events. Noah Purdue trying to fight tough. He's able to get away from this. He'll still have a 2-point advantage, but that's 37 seconds. That's a long time to try to fight off your back.
That is a long time to fight, and it's going to take a lot of digging in deep here to get out. And looks.
He'll be able to fight off his back.
And that was a good fight right there.
That was, but not without wiping almost 40 seconds of riding time. Still has 2 minutes. 12 seconds left.
I'm sure that took a lot of energy out of him, so he's probably wanting to just sit here for a minute and just try and recover before the next period starts.
Yeah, but you can't give that much up in wrestling.
Yeah.
Trying to sit in any position. Very high-paced sport.
Yeah. So it looks like he's going neutral. Going to try and get a takedown here.
He probably doesn't want to try to wipe off any additional riding time if he's unable to get out of West Virginia Tech's grasp on bottom.
Yeah. And Noah's going to have to stay confident here because, when you get put to your back like that tends to take a lot of morale away from you. Go winning by such a large margin and then cutting it close. You start getting a little anxious in those last minutes.
Another big thing has to be conditioning.
Yeah.
Got to be aware of this danger rule. Rules this knee over. Looking to turn in.
Yep. If he can get the reversal here, we'll be in good shape.
Afraid that the ref might end up calling a stalemate in this position. As he will. And then reset in the neutral. Just over a minute left in the period. Riding time, point. A few seconds for being officially locked up.
And he's got to watch out for those danger points. Exposing his back.
Riding time point officially locked up. Score now essentially 9-7.
Yep.
A takedown would essentially ice it.
He needs to try and raise his hips here.
They talk about sprawling doesn't high ankle always win. As 2 points are put on the board for West Virginia Tech.
We need to get it.
He's got 25 seconds to get an escape.
Yeah.
Or else it'll be.
He just needs a quick escape and he'll have the match.
Going into overtime. I can even see our table workers getting pretty riled up for it. 12 seconds, 11 seconds. He'll get the escape. Short time left.
He just needs to be smart here.
And that's your match, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, I had to catch my breath there. Noah Purdue holds on for the 10-9 win over West Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Wow, Noah, what are your thoughts on that one?
And that was an exciting match. Came down to the last last few seconds. Unfortunately, he just got caught on his back, and I know that took out a lot of his energy and probably took down his morale a little bit. But he stayed in there and came back and won the match.
Oh yeah, and Luke Young refused for me to let him. Quick too for Luke Young.
You were saying Luke?
Luke refused to pick a walkout song, so I picked the coolest walkout song I had heard since across all athletics last year, and this was Ozzy Millet's Aguanile.
Wow, I'm sure he loved that.
I don't know. It's Aguanile is actually. Oh, I can't remember it. Quick tilt. And honestly, Jacob Thomas is not one to shy away. This is an NAI national qualifier.
Oh, is that right?
2 years ago, Thomas did win the conference to make it. And it looks like Luke is just absolutely tearing him apart.
He's wasting no time out there, that is for sure.
And not trying to get the quick pin, the grad student from Troutville, Virginia.
I think Luke's trying to make a statement here in the conference.
And I think he finally really wants to get a hold. People have been questioning. They hadn't been able to wrestle anybody in the conference. So should he still claim that number one spot at 84? And man, does he want to make that voice heard?
Yeah. He's digging in deep for that pin, and if he can stay in bounds, it's not looking
pretty
very
close
good.
to it. Can Luke Young get the pin here? You can hear Luke's dad in the background.
He just needs to settle here and watch where he's at on the mat.
Now, regardless, I can see being up 6 points. Tom's going to be absolutely exhausted, but he's close to the fall. Minute 10 is very hard to try to fight off your back.
Yeah,
and he'll get the fall here at home. Number 12, Luke Young, with the fall at 184 pounds.
Wow. Jacob Booth with the forfeit.
Now, I don't know if they're going to bring somebody out at heavyweight. I don't believe so. I think that's going to be the end of the West Virginia Tech.
We'd like to recognize the first wrestler ever in the history of Bluefield University in the house tonight, Gustavo Gomez. Welcome home, Goose.
Oh, yeah. Recognizing now Galax Middle School head coach Gustavo Goose Gomez, Bluefield's first ever wrestler. No, would you like to tell that story? How Goose became the first wrestler here at Bluefield University?
Yeah, of course. When I came here as a first-year program, but before we could start competing, Coach needed to have somebody participate at conference before we became an actual team. And so Coach didn't know about this until last minute, and so he had to go find, when the conference tournament was coming up, he had to go find somebody to wrestle for him in the tournament. And so he just browsed around campus and, just started asking a couple people, and lo and behold, Goose Gomez was the one he found, and he agreed. And after wrestling in the conference for us and allowing us to be a program the following year, he decided to stay on the team. And I believe he had 1 year of experience in high school, and so he had a little bit of wrestling experience, and then he just grew a lot more as he joined our team, and he's really been one of the key pieces on this program, and we owe a lot of gratitude for him and for stepping up like he did.
We definitely do, and we're going to take a short break here. We'll be back on the Rams Digital Sports Network. And we're back. Trying to adjust my volume. Now at 125 pounds, Jonathan Byer. And wrestling for the Wasps, Tito Hernandez. Finally have a name to them. I don't have to call them West Virginia Tech.
Yeah. I believe this is John Bayer's second match of the season.
Oh, big
and he's wasting no time with the two.
I'm sorry. That was kind of funny. Big two from John Byer.
Being here last semester and getting to talk with Byer a lot, I took him to several appointments, doctor's appointments, and what he was going on with. And I got to talking with him, and he's been really eager to get back on the mat with his injuries.
Yeah, I know, and I know it's frustrated him. This is actually, he wrestled last weekend.
Yeah.
Or last week, and then prior to that, he'd only gotten to wrestle at the Averett Open, and he's been recovering, doing a lot of PT, but he has looked like better than ever, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he went from not being able to walk to
that giant double leg. You're right.
Yeah. And I know he's looking for that national title while he's here in college. He's expressed multiple times.
Another two on the board for John Byer. Almost looking to slip that leg in.
He's expressed multiple times his passion to get on the podium at nationals. So he's definitely somebody to look out for, as only a freshman.
He is. He's an eager freshman, and I don't see his motivation ever subsiding, especially with that quick four. Now up 8-1. Just getting a minute of riding time. He is just being absolutely overwhelming.
Yeah.
For Hernandez, the freshman from Emory and Henry. And you're right. I've talked to him numerous times. He's one of those kids who's got his head on straight. And he's, one of the few freshmen who have made their way into the lineup. And he's trying to make his mark here at Bluefield University, coming out of Christiansburg. He's got such an incredible story on his way up here. Trying to break 45 degrees, and he will. He'll get that 2 count. Not quite making 4. Have you heard of his his story through his wrist injury at Christiansburg on his way up? Yeah, it's extremely incredible that he's finally able to make his way back on the mat. Did not get to wrestle his senior year due to a.
Yeah, he has faced several misfortunes in his past couple years, and I'm glad to be able to see him out there, still battling some injuries, but
exactly. Now up 10-1, accumulating 2 minutes of riding time, 20 seconds left. We might finally get to see our first tech fall of the night.
Yeah.
Another flip over. Oh, he's got to be careful. Hernandez now having Byer on his back.
And man, that is tough.
And that's got to be a heartbreaker right there. As the Rams drop this one to Hernandez.
Yeah.
Team score now at 6. Wasps 0. Bluefield.
Yeah, it's looking like that might be something that Bluefield needs to work on a little bit better. As we're going to our back pretty easily.
And Caleb did the little bow towards the mat. Of course, Caleb spent most of his
133 for Emory Henry.
Almani getting his hand raised. Wasps go up 12-0. I was going to say is, you know the name of this song?
I do not.
Shing Ding Dong.
Huh.
I don't know. It's in Japanese, I believe.
Well, that would make sense considering Caleb is from Japan.
He has spent numerous times this down in and quick on this double leg. Oh, he's just tough
he needs
way to
circle
finish.
Out there. Oh,
Emory Henry locking up this cradle.
He's going to really need to get a big chest here and look away from that cradle.
With the flexibility, I know he works on it all the time. the unbelievable flexibility of Haino.
Yeah, and he's a fighter on bottom. He does not get put to his back without a good fight. So
that's extremely true, and it's actually pretty fascinating. Although you might see him on his stomach, he does not get turned extremely easily. Parterre, as I was telling some of the viewers, is the top and bottom version in folk style, or check that, freestyle and Greco.
Yeah.
It's a lot different than wrestling folk style, where you do give up points while you're on bottom.
Yeah, and coming from Japan is, he had to learn folk style. And I know that's been a big transition for him and has been extremely difficult. And, I know there's a lot to work on, but he at least has a good foundation in not being able to get turned. We just need to turn that into eventually getting up and getting those escapes and getting back to attacking.
I know senior leader Ethan Young has been a pivotal role in the formation of Caleb's bottom wrestling.
Yeah, they've put in a lot of extra hours on the mat outside of practice, and I know they're trying to work harder and improve a lot of things in Caleb's wrestling. There's not much happening on bottom.
Emory Henry working. He's got to be careful. He might get tacked with another stall call.
Look away! Look away! Look away! We gotta get out! Get to your base!
And a point for Emory and Henry after another stall call on Caleb.
He'll have to be have a little more sense of urgency to come up on bottom. He might actually have the possibility of stalling out if two more are tagged on him.
Yeah.
Currently down 4-0. The final 10 seconds of this period.
Watch it!
That lever, then, I know you just heard the phrase watch it. Got to be aware of where the shoulder is. Shoulder injury is very common in wrestling, right, Noah?
Yeah, and they tend to happen pretty quickly, so the refs really got to be paying attention and so we can jump on it as soon as possible before a potential injury could happen.
Haino electing to go neutral.
Caleb needs to re-attack there.
Here, all of Bluefield trying to cut. Emory Henry is going to win that match by disqualification due to stalling out. Would be Emory and Henry.
We have a forfeit. We had a forfeit at 149 and Ethan Young at 157.
And I'm trying to believe, I think the score is now 24-0 in favor of the Wasp. Ethan Young now up. The Wasp doing a really good job. Big 2 points on the board for Ethan Young.
Yeah, I can imagine that these, losses that we've had in this match, that it's really motivated Ethan to come out strong and finally get some points on the board.
Challenge!
Exactly. I could not agree more. And
it's looking like Ethan's best strategy here might be to just keep on going in for the takedowns and cutting the guy. And I believe Ethan definitely has this guy outmatched on the feet.
He's got to be careful. A big thing that they always hone on in wrestling is you have to give up 1, not 2, or maybe that 2, not 6.
Yeah.
1, not 2 being a reversal versus an escape. And then obviously you don't want to try to give up. You'd rather give up 2 points than anything. And another 2. Man, he is just running an absolute clinic on Emory and Henry.
Yeah, it's looking like this might be his best strategy if nothing's showing up on top, just to keep on cutting the guy and going for takedowns.
Now, I think this might be a bit of a stretch, but obviously when you have to beat your opponent by 15 points, and if that is taken in the neutral and you get your 15 takedowns or an escape, what have you heard that been called? When somebody gets the 15 takedowns and goes and wins 30-15.
30-15. Are you talking about the Tech?
Yeah, but like, had you heard any verbiage behind that?
No, I was unaware that there was any. Do you have any? Do you have insight on that?
Another shot in by Young. 40 seconds left.
Bounce
6-3. Minute 22 of riding time. 30 seconds left. Sorry, no.
Right here, Ethan just really needs to shut Emory and Henry's head in the mat just over and over, but it's looking like he's out of position to do that now. Coach Welty, our head coach of Bluefield Wrestling, he has a saying that you can legally punch somebody in wrestling with your hips. And so, that's
I've never heard that.
That's especially helpful, when you're trying to get behind somebody and to get them loosened up is, punching them with your hips a couple times. So
I don't think I'd ever heard that, but I've heard things close to that.
Yeah.
With Coach Welty. Quick escape for Emory and Henry brings the score now 6-4.
Yeah, Ethan needs to get a couple setups here, get the guy's feet moving.
And another thing is that you don't have to have, there aren't any hair rules in wrestling in college like there are in high school.
Yeah.
And this guy's got a really nice blonde flow going on.
Oh, yeah. It might be frustrating Ethan a little bit trying to, move the head around and trying to get some fakes, but
I would probably believe so.
But yeah, a lot of the rules with the beard, you can now have a beard as long as you want, and now have his hair at the length, and you got to wonder if we're going to eliminate headgears next.
No, I think the difference is more safety-based with headgear than it is. But I never understood why you couldn't grow facial hair in high school.
Well,
did I hear they cut up someone's hand? Stalling called on Young.
Well, it can scratch somebody really easily, I think is the thought process behind it, but I don't see how it can scratch you any worse than your fingernails, even if those are cut down low.
Exactly. 20 seconds left on the clock here in the second period. $14 seconds left. Remember, Young has a stall warning.
Shorts off.
Reshot from Emory and Henry. Trying to get this quick, too, to end the period, but Emory Henry will hold it. Young electing to go down. Of course, we love that people love the commentators in the comment section.
Yeah, oh, I see we've got a nice comment there. And thank you for loving our commentating. We really appreciate that.
Reynolds. Big lift and return. Oh, got to be careful and be aware of these swipes, and also got to be careful with Young's shoulder.
Yeah, it's hard. Okay, so he's got the, well, he had the hammer.
Well, he had a wing at first.
Okay. Yeah, it was hard to see there.
You think? Young taking a little longer to get up.
Oh, he's got to watch out for that cradle.
And he'll get away from that cradle. Got to be aware of this possible throw situation. No change.
Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't an escape.
No turn, no turn, no
Cradle
turn.
locked up on Young.
Oh, no. Man, we are just having trouble
They're going to get
here on bottom.
4 backs. Short time. .30 seconds left. Young down by 2. 20 seconds left. Down to 15.
And not looking good.
And your final score of this one, 8-6 in favor of Emory and Henry.
Let's hope that Zach Silver can make some noise for Bluefield's team.
And I know you hear that song, Goofy Goober Rock, means that Zach Silver will be getting a forfeit.
Oh, okay.
Now up at 174 pounds, Micah Purdue.
So we had a little bit of a delay here.
Believe that he'll be also being awarded a forfeit. And he will next up at 184. And Luke Young will also get a forfeit. Now at 197 pounds, big man. And I'm sorry for all those headphone users. It's big man. Jacob.
I know it.
Dad Booth.
Yep. I know he's excited to wrestle here on senior night.
I think we're all excited to see him. Looks like the delegate from Emory and Henry, Blaze Hughes.
Oh.
Shoots him out of bounds.
Oh, he's. Man, Jacob's on fire tonight.
Jacob was
he looks excited.
Absolutely aggressive with that one. Big club.
You know, Jacob is another one that, you know, hasn't had too much, has been dealing with a lot of injuries.
He has, you know, especially with his back and his was it his wrist? The end of last season was his wrist, but he's been battling with a lot of injuries, and we're glad to finally see him back on the mat.
Yeah, I know he's excited to, to be able to wrestle his senior year. You know, his sophomore and junior year, he was unfortunate to not get to wrestle a whole lot, and so, as his final year, I know he's really excited to be back.
I think he's excited to finally be, back in the lineup. Possibly going to send him and Kirtley into the conference championship at 197 pounds, with Bluefield giving up a couple more holes at other weights.
Yeah.
Oh! Body lock. 2. Booth back center quick. I don't think he's going to ever give up a loss here. I definitely misspoke. I apologize. Big lift and return, Emory and Henry.
But Jacobs really fighting hard to get to his feet.
And he'll get his escape. Now up, or now down 2-1.
Hey, circle! Set up shot, set up shot. Where's your face? Hands on him, hands on him! Stop out there all day, double A. Hands in his face, hands in his face!
Gotta see that Booth will really take more of an offensive stance. We haven't talked so much about short-term fatigue in wrestling. How when you, right after you have that big explosive, he's got to be aware here.
Yeah.
Not give up any of these big throws where the Emory and Henry Wasp is extremely comfortable in those upper body positions.
Yeah, especially in these last 20 seconds here, Booth might want to conserve a little energy to get him through into the second and third periods, should it go that long.
And the final seconds are going to tick off here in the first period.
Yep.
Big snap to end it. Just going to go with Bluefield. They're going to defer. Emory Henry's going to choose bottom.
Hey, tough ride!
Going into that claw on the far side. Big lift.
Oh.
Can he return it? Oh! Ooh, big takedown.
Man,
That's a big return. Oh, my gosh.
that was.
Guessing that back repair kind of worked, huh?
Yeah. Well, I know that probably hurt. Maybe both of them.
I think that's quite the possibility. We can see Micah Purdue warming up. He'll be assuming the heavyweight spot. Shot in by Emory and Henry. Trying a big lift. Not going to work. They're going to walk out of bounds. Stalling called on Emory and Henry. Coach Welty fired up.
Yeah, I believe this match has really fired up the crowd, especially with that slam that Booth just did.
I don't think slam is the right
return.
phraseology.
We need a takedown! Watch out!
Shot attempt, Booth. He's got to try to come up with it. On his toes and driving. Fresh start. As Coach Welty always hones so much on, is if you can't finish it, you better try to get in and get that fresh start. Get back in a neutral position in which you feel comfortable in.
Yeah. Looking like there might be a little bit of fatigue on both wrestlers in this match.
Another shot attempt, Booth.
Oh, going in the final seconds.
A little deeper. He can pop his head out.
Yeah, he just needs to knee slide in there.
2 points awarded to Emory and Henry to close out the second period, now down 5-1.
Booth is certainly still in this. He just needs to get a quick escape and get a takedown, maybe to the bat. Stand right. All right.
Quick out for Booth.
Take down and back! Take down and back! Fake, double. Fake, stop.
He just has under 2 minutes to work here, no.
Yep. Probably the best thing that he could do is get a takedown and let him up and then get another one and try and ride out and tie it up. But it's looking like Booth might need to get a
6-point move.
Yeah, 6-point move. He's got a minute and 15 to do it.
A minute left. Both fighting tough. Long time to fight.
They might need to try turn.
And Emory Henry will get the fall at 197 pounds, which I believe clinched.
At 285, we have for the Rams, Micah Purdue. And for Emory Henry, Wade Wheeler.
Come on, Micah! Come on, Micah! Hey, let's go, Micah! Actually good at wrestling, too.
Wade Wheeler, the sophomore from Emory and Henry. Quite a powerhouse in the Division III.
Yeah, there is certainly a size difference with Micah moving up here, moving up a weight.
Wheeler taking no time to get the two. Big crossface. And as Noah did say, he is extremely big.
Yeah,
in size. In a split now.
Yeah, that is a lot of weight to have to carry on bottom.
Especially when you're giving up close to 70 pounds.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot that Micah can do here on bottom. He just has to wait for a moment for the pressure to come off and try and explode up to get an escape.
Wade Wheeler getting those double chicken wings. Looking to end the match early. And that is, check that. Wade Wheeler with the pin at 285 pounds.
Yeah, it looks like we have an exhibition here with Zach Silver.
Zach Silver. He'll be taking on.
And our final match of the night, an exhibition 165.
Brian Carter, it looks like.
Ryan Carter, and I absolutely love getting to watch Zach Silver wrestle because he is just one of the funkiest guys out there.
Yeah, he will surprise you, that is for sure.
Cradle.
Locking up that cradle. See if he can hip in.
Man, he's really got to push his hip into Emory and Henry's hip.
Like that.
Yeah. It's
trying to
looking
break
pretty
45.
good.
Already getting.
Needs to dig that bottom knee in his side.
Knee in the ribs.
4 packs for Silver, now up 6-0.
Throwing in a leg. He's getting a little high there. He's got to watch himself.
Doing a fantastic job of staying behind the arms. Potentially dangerous called.
Zach Silver with the alternate start.
Optional start coming up. Optional start. No, I was laughing at the fact that the ref said, "Keep that bar legal," and Zach said, "Oh, my bad."
Oh.
If you know Zach, that's definitely a Zach thing, a Zach response.
Yeah, he.
One of the kindest people you'll ever meet.
Yeah, he's definitely a talker while he's wrestling. Sometimes has full conversations with his teammates on the sidelines.
Another 2 for Zach Silver. No, I think we see an Emory and Henry wrestler for the women's team on the sideline in their first season. The Wasps.
Oh. Yeah, I believe the plan is for Bluefield to get a women's wrestling team here soon. Is that right?
I know that we will be adding women's lacrosse next year. And another big single leg for Zach Silver.
Man, he's really putting stuff together out there. And he's getting backs. He's got 4 backs locked in.
Now up 14-2. 15-2 with riding time. I don't know why he would try to adjust himself. He probably won't be able to pin his opponent from that position, but
yeah.
Tilt, roll through tilt. They're only going to give him 1 back.
Hey, great job, kid.
Zach Silver giving us the thumbs up.
What was that reaction from, Noah?
And we got some people in the crowd, man, just yelling for some big throws, and we just have to be cautious here.
Now, when you're up 14-2, you don't want to do something too dumb.
Yeah, we want to play it safe here.
No.
Trying to jack him up. Oh. Big put to his back.
It's looking like he might get the pin here.
Looking for the fall. And there's the pin from Zach Silver in exhibition. And that's the way we're going to end our duel. Emory and Henry do win duel overall. And we appreciate all of you guys for tuning in tonight on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Noah, is there anything you want to say about tonight?
No, it was just an honor being here and getting to see Bluefield wrestle again. And I guess we'll be on the road soon.
We will. We will be competing 4 duels this weekend. We will be starting in Cleveland, Georgia at 11 a.m. to wrestle Truett and Reinhardt, followed by a quick drive to Montreat, North Carolina, where we'll be taking on St. Andrews and Montreat College. Are you excited for the rest of the season as I am, Noah?
I sure am, and I'm definitely excited to see Luke, wrestle and at the national tournament. Ethan as well. We got a couple guys that I think can really make some noise at the national tournament this year.
And I know that I'm as excited as Noah is. Noah, I really do appreciate you joining me. And for all of Bluefield Wrestling's away games, you can be following live on the Rams Wrestling University Facebook page. We do appreciate all of you guys for joining us. We may be back shortly with an interview. If not, I will close it. We'll be back here in just a few moments.
Where do I look?
You can look at me on the camera. And we're back after the Rams split duels tonight with a win over West Virginia Tech University and a loss to Emory Henry. Coach, what did you make of that duel?
We surprised me a little bit. We've had a great week of practice. Actually, we've had about 2 weeks of practice that have been really solid. Our conditioning is prime in practice right now. Our technique is prime right now. If you'd asked me yesterday at practice where we are, I'd say we were peaking. I came out here today, and I don't know if it was senior night jitters or what it was, but mentally we were not in a good place. And I don't know, we just kind of wrestled like we didn't think we could win those matches.
Of course, there were some good things we saw. We saw Luke Young take a national qualifier to, like, he ran a clinic on him, did very light work. What were some of the positives you were able to take away from tonight?
Sure. Luke is definitely ready to go and win nationals. We just had the rankings come out today. He's still ranked at 12, so he's held solid, but he hasn't had a whole lot of matches to kind of gain ground. However, Kyle Hammett from Reinhardt, who Luke beat at the beginning of the season, is now up to number 4. So that just kind of shows us what Luke is capable of. He's beaten the guy who's now ranked number 4 in the country. You can see out there that he is mentally ready to take matches and gain ground and win matches. So I just need some more guys to hop onto that. He is absolutely the leader of pretty much everything that we're trying to do mentally, and he showed that today.
Now, of course, it was senior night tonight. Did you have any parting words for those seniors here at home?
So it's tough when they didn't have a good night tonight. Regardless, I'm proud of the people that they are. They mean a whole lot to me. This is 4 years since the start of the program, and for a lot of them, they've been with me the full 4 years, some of them 3. But they've been through a lot. They've come through a lot. They are the values of the team. They are the foundations of this team. You saw some of the alumni that showed up here today. All those guys that helped start the program, they're going to matter as far as what this program becomes. So I am proud of them and what they've done. And, we had a bad night tonight, but we're not done yet, and they're not done. So they got more to do, and they'll continue to make me proud. I know they will.
And speaking of not done, you guys wrestle 4 duels on Saturday. How important is it that people tune in to these duels Saturday?
Yeah, when people watch the matches, they feel supported. So watch the matches. They're gonna keep wrestling better. These are all in-conference matches, so they're all relevant. This was kind of practice for us. We won the West Virginia Tech match, which is a conference match. The other match was practice. So these are matches that matter, and a week later we're going to wrestle them in the AAC conference tournament. So absolutely it matters that they're supported and that you watch them.
Well, Coach, thank you so much. And just to remind you tonight, the Rams split matches with a win over in-conference foe WVU Tech and a loss to Division III rival Emory and Henry. Coach, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks.